Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. Tonight, I'm going to talk about controlling people. Alright, controlling people are people that have a problem with boundaries. Okay? We need to take these people more seriously. Alright? Because I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Okay. Those of you who watch my show on a regular basis know that I bring a person up a lot, okay, that has a problem with boundaries. I mention this person a whole lot. Okay, this person does not like to be told not to pick me up at my apartments. This person tries to call me when I'm on my way to meet them, and I was making fun of them. They're going when I was walking to meet them. I mention this person a lot and use them as an example when I talk about bozo behavior. Okay, I've talked about them a lot, that they don't like to listen, they don't like to be told no, but I've known them for years and years. Alright, and I finally blocked them on social media. Okay, so I blocked this person. Okay, this is a female friend, and I blocked her on social media, and I also blocked her. I blocked her phone number. Okay, so this was in late September, and meanwhile, she still had access to talk to my relatives, and we have about 20 friends in common on social media, so she could talk to all those people. Well, she's been talking, and asking different people, was I okay, and all this other stuff, and they've all been telling her yes and stuff like that. Well, so she basically knows that she's been blocked, and I don't want to talk to her and stuff like that. So, she still, she knows I don't want to talk to her. So, because she was writing no and nope under my memes and my posts on Facebook, and I was erasing those things and stuff like that, and I thought, well, I think it's just time for me to end the friendship with this crazy person, and and that's when I blocked her. And so then she sent me a Christmas card, and I was like, what, this person needs, this person is nuts. And then the next day at 8 o'clock in the morning, I guess because I didn't call her because I received the Christmas card, I'm thinking, okay, I need to just ignore her, right? So the next day at 8 o'clock in the morning, I got a knock at the door, and I opened the door, and there was a policeman at my door. I'm like, wow, is everything okay? Did something happen to somebody? And I was worried, because I'm not used to having the police at my door, you guys, okay? Yeah, I know I'm from the hood and everything, but there's a policeman at my door, okay? So I was like, what's going on? And, and he said, are you Juliana, blah, blah, blah. And yes, and he said, I'm here to do a welfare check on you. And I said, a welfare check? What are you talking about? And then he said, the woman's name. And I was like, what? And he said, do you have any idea why she would want to do a welfare check on you? And I said, well, I blocked her on social media. And he just got this look of recognition on his face. And I said, yeah. And I said, oh gosh, officer, I'm so sorry she wasted your time and sent you over here. And I said, I'm fine. I'm like, oh goodness, And I was like, and I was just kind of wiping the sleep out. I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to tell you like a typical day. I get up, like around noon. So, like today, I got up at 2 p.m. So, if that gives you kind of an idea of like a typical day, because I stay up all night making videos. Okay, so, and I just kind of keep my own hours, and, because I make my videos at night so nobody disturbs me. So, I think she knows that I don't get up in the morning. So, that's probably why she sent the policeman up, there first thing in the morning. So, she made sure she did that. And And I was like, wow, officer, I'm so sorry your time was wasted. Goodness, I'm fine, and he could tell there's nothing wrong with me. And I said, I'm like, a welfare check, for heaven's sakes. I'm like, I blocked this individual on social media. I'm like, yeah, here's the thing. I live in Sacramento. Sacramento has serious problems. He could have been checking on somebody who was really in distress. And she wasted his time and sent him to my house. I had a policeman check on me because I blocked somebody on social media. Because she's mad that I won't talk to her. Okay. This is what happens when somebody tries to control you, and it escalates and escalates and escalates. And the more I'm telling this person no and not letting them control me, and she kept trying to push it and push it and push it. Okay, this person knows I'm okay. All right. So you might be sitting there and going, well, maybe she was just worried because you won't talk to her. I posted on Facebook what happened. I didn't say her name or anything like that, but people are inboxing me and asking me who the crazy person was. And so I said, it's so-and-so. And they go, well, I just talked to her and told her that you are on Facebook and you post all the time and how happy you are, and how you post pictures of you and your fiance, and how you're always posting cute pictures of Hanukkah cats and all this and all that, and how you're making a lot of videos, and how you're pictures of your grandson and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, well, she did that because I won't talk to her. And then I talked to my mother and my sister, and they talked to her and tell her that I'm fine and all this other stuff. So she sent a police officer to my house because I won't talk to her. And I heard from another friend that she told the police officer that she thinks I committed suicide. Committed suicide. Yeah. For reals. Okay, let me tell you guys something. When I had my addiction, I detoxed myself. That was a deadly thing to do. I easily could have died. She never sent anyone to my house when that was going on. When I was almost completely paralyzed and all alone, she never sent anyone to my house to check on me. Okay, but I block her on social media and she sends someone over. Nut job. Okay, this is a controlling personality, you guys. So when we're talking about people in our lives that don't have boundaries, I posted that story on my social media without putting her name, and everybody's describing her as unhinged, and they're like, you should have gotten that person out of your life a long time ago. And I said, this is somebody I've been knowing since high school, and I think I just wanted to think she was going through a hard time. And they're like, she's always been extremely obsessive. She doesn't like to be told no. And I said, she has a problem with boundaries. She just would not get it out of her mind that I would not let her pick me up at my house. I don't let people come to my house. For one, I use it as a TV studio. For another thing, it's a gated community. I like to meet some people somewhere. I don't want people coming over. It's a privacy issue. It's also a safety issue. You can't park here. It's a very busy city street. And I like to meet people somewhere. I don't want them showing up early. The curb outside my house is a very severe drop. I can't step off that curb. I have to walk to the end of the street, on the corner, across the street, and go over there. So I can't even step off my own curb, because Sacramento used to be completely flooded back a long time ago. And the curbs, the way the curbs are designed, they're a lot taller than the street, the asphalt. And if you guys know, well, I did used to be paralyzed, so I really don't want to take a hard step off of a curb. So, and I taught myself to walk again, but I'm really not going to take a chance like that. If Etalon is not here to help me step off the curb by myself, I mean, with him. He needs to help me step off the curb. So I don't let people pick me up. Anyway, so, and that's all been explained to her. It's been explained to her in front of her husband. It's been explained to her in front of her kids. It's been explained to her in text. It's been explained to her over the phone. It's been explained to her in person. It's been explained to her so many times, and she still, kept trying to pick me up, and I kept telling her no. And she asked for my address, and I said, I'm not giving it to you because I don't want you to come over. You're not allowed to come over here. And she still kept trying to pick me up anyway, and it was just like the most bizarre thing. And it's the thing is because she wanted to control a situation. She wanted to control a situation so bad, she's willing to break the law. So I didn't press charges this time. But everybody knows now that she's unhinged. She has a problem. And well, I'm just never going to associate myself with her anymore. But when people are that controlling, they will go that far as to do something like that. Sending law enforcement to your house. Making up a story that they think you committed suicide. She knows that she was just talking to people, a bunch of people telling her that I was fine. Yeah, but see, that's how far people will go when they want to control a situation. Okay, so if you have somebody in your life who does not want to respect your boundaries, and you keep telling them no, and they keep doing a thing anyway, it's not your imagination. That person has an issue. Okay, so if you don't, do not second guess yourself. If you just think that person doesn't like to listen, or it's not a coincidence that they keep doing that over and over. Okay, and don't let other people tell you that they mean well, or they don't mean to do it, or yeah, they mean to do it. Okay, because it's going to escalate into a situation like this. If she keeps doing things, I will have to put a restraining order on her. I will have to press charges. I will have to, take this to another level. I mean, I hope she doesn't bother me anymore, because now I'm letting everybody know what she's done. So, hopefully, the humiliation will keep her from doing more things. But, I will have to press charges. I don't want to. It's the holidays. I'm hoping that, this will, the embarrassment and, the fact she's never going to see me again, I hope that will wake her up a little bit. But, I mean, she's obviously mentally ill to be doing things like this. But people like that have severe control issues, the thing that's behind that is anxiety. Okay, people who are controlling, they have anxiety. They are out of control inside, so they choose somebody to try to control. Okay, it's usually somebody. They envy. Okay, it's usually somebody who won't let them control them. Okay, I don't let people control me. Okay, because I'm Dark Mass Diva. No one controls Dark Mass Diva. Okay, I don't. They usually, they will obsessively fixate on somebody. Okay, so I was just for some reason the object of her fixation, and it's just I just would not let her do it. So it was like a cat and mouse thing, and it's also the thing is I'm a nice person. So I think she thought if she just kept at it that I would eventually, fold and let her control me. And I knew she was up to something, and I would stand up to her. And I think it was this, I think it was like this challenge to her, to be honest. And you can't let people do that to you. Okay, you can't let people bully you. You can't let people try to control you. It's extremely disrespectful. Okay, it's what they're doing to you is abusive. All right, you can't have people sending police officers to your house because you block them on social media. All right, and that's just absolutely insanity. Okay, and you can't feel sorry for them for being that mentally ill. They really need to get a grip on reality. It's you're putting a boundary up there, and they don't. It's because I just perpetually kept putting boundaries up there and telling her no, and she didn't want to take no for an answer. But when you tell people no, they need to take no for an answer, because you're telling them no. Stop. I don't like what you're doing. Stop coming to my house. And she somehow found my address, and she somehow found a way to send mail to my house and send a police officer to my house. Okay, so, I'm having people hit me up like, why don't you give me her address and I'll go to her house? And I'm like, no, we're not solving it that way. I might send a restraining order to her house. That's the only thing I'm sending to her house. I'm going to take care of it legally, and, if she keeps pushing it. But I hope she's really not that dumb. But we're talking about somebody mentally ill. She may be that dumb. She's power hungry. So people who do not respect boundaries will keep pushing it. Do not underestimate them. Seriously. So when you have somebody in your life who does not want to listen to your boundaries, they will keep going. So when you have people like that, you're going to want to get them out of your life sooner rather than later, because it'll turn into something like this. That was a friend I should have gotten rid of a long time ago. And the more people I tell about her, like a lot of people, she doesn't do that to other people. I've seen her be obsessive with a few other people, but people that know her that she hasn't done that with, they're like, wow, I had no idea she was doing that to you. Absolutely no idea. Because they don't fixate on everybody the same way. They don't have those obsessive feelings towards everybody. They just pick certain people. Okay, and maybe certain people are more apt to tell them no, or other people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever, and so they just kind of let them do whatever. But some people, the people with the control issues, do not have empathy. Okay, so I went through a lot of suffering in my life. I went through a lot of anguish in my life. I've gone through a whole lot of pain, and I would, as a friend, I would try to tell her about it, and she'd change the subject, so here's somebody who's not really worried about me committing suicide, okay, because I would have done it a bunch of times already, because I've been through a lot. So this is someone that should have occurred to her a long time ago, because if I would have done it, I would have done it already. So that's just absolutely bizarre that she would have come up with something like that. She just doesn't, I don't think that she has any concept of other people's feelings or their suffering or anything like that. I'm probably happier than I've ever been. That is just the most bizarre thing. And, it shows a lot of self-esteem to get somebody crazy like that out of your life. But yeah, if people are disrespecting your boundaries, do not hesitate to get them out of your life, because this person is considered a stalker. And don't feel like you can talk to them about it. You've already told them no a bunch of times. Don't do that. And they're still trying to do stuff. No, I don't want you at my house. And she still tries to come to my house. No, I'm not giving you my address. Well, she found it anyway. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want you to do that. She's doing whatever the thing is anyway. You know what I mean? And then she's, doing weird stuff like sending cops to your house. You're blocking her on social media, so she's sending you cards. She knows she's blocked. And she's doing weird things like trying to start Facebook fights. Yes, Facebook fights. How childish is that? Seriously, no. Around the holidays, no. And she's been blocked for months. I mean, she knows I'm on there, so. Crazy. So, and other people know she's crazy too. It's not just me. So, And she's come crying to me, people are calling me crazy and they said this and they said that. I'm like, now I know why they're saying it. Because it's probably because you are. Because you must have done something similar to them. Now I know why. It all makes sense now. So this is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. When people are disrespecting your boundaries, know they will keep doing it until it goes way too far. Okay? Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for her. She's nuts. Okay? And the people that disrespect your boundaries, get them out of your life as soon as they start doing it. I'm serious. I love you all. You guys have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.